Revit has the capability to load or nest other Revit families inside families. There are a number of benefits to doing this. It reduces the complexity of the individual family by building up separate components and loading them into families. As we have seen, during the creation of this family, the number of reference planes and dimensions can become overwhelming, especially if you want to come back to edit it later or expect someone else to use or edit the family. It's also beneficial if you want to use the same component in multiple families, allowing you to make changes to one family and update it in multiple families without having to manually change each family that the geometry is located inside. Let's take our dining table family. I want to add some chairs inside this family because in order to use it in the project, I'd like to have the dining table and the chairs grouped so that when I move or reorientate its position, the chairs and the table move alongside. Loading a family into another family is the same as loading a family into a project. I go to Insert, Load Family, and then I navigate to the folder in which the family is stored. For this example, I'll just use the out-of-the-box Revit library. I'll go to Seating and I'll select Chair Dining 2, select Open, and now if I go to the project browser, in Families and under the Furniture category, I can see the chair family that I have loaded in. Before placing, I'd like to draw some reference planes to set out the location of these chairs. So I'll go to Create, Reference Plane, and I'll set an offset of 200, and I will draw 2 reference planes. I'll then draw dimensions from the reference plane to the edge of the dining table. And I will create a parameter for these and call this chair offset and click OK. I also want to align the reference planes or the chairs midway inside each half of the table, so I can place a dimension across all 4 or 5 of these reference planes, and I can toggle the equality tool, and this will then set all 5 of these dimensions or reference planes equally. I know that the outside reference planes are equalized around the center because of this dimension here, and then these 2 are set with this dimension, and the overall width is of course defined by the width parameter. So I can now go to Create, Component, and I can select the dining chair, and I'll place 4 on this side. I'll then use the Align tool to align the chairs to the reference planes in the chair family. Like so. Now when I go to my default 3D view, I can see the chairs placed like so. I also want to add 2 on the end for the extension option. So I'll again add another reference plane, centered, and equalized about the extension. Use the component tool to place and align these chairs. Go back to 3D, and I'll select these end chairs using the Control key on the keyboard, and I will set the visibility of this entire family to the extensions parameter so that it only appears when the extension parameter here is selected. So now I'm happy that I've loaded these families into the family. If I then select Load into Project and overwrite existing version, I now have my entire family as one family with the table and chairs. And if I were to change the type to a smaller type, or one that has not got the extensions, I can see that the table extension and the chairs all disappear. Equally, I could select Edit Type, and I could change the chair offset to 100, and this will bring the chairs further inside to look as though they are more tucked in. So that is how to load and nest families into other families and associate the visibility.